locked and loaded. Green flag in the air as we come off turn number 4 down the front straightaway.
I think they like that start better.
As Dotson on the outside, we're 3 wide as we go down the back straightaway. Dennis Elliott in the sandwich. Michael Dotson's going to lead them as we go into turn number 1. Dotson in that 55. He gets that car set. Elliott back on the inside, 29. Who's it going to be? Elliott will lead lap number 1 as we go into turn number 1. As we come off turn number 2, Dotson again trying to run down Elliott. Ants in that 3rd spot. Hank's in that 3rd spot, and here comes Robbie Reed. Robbie Reed coming to the front, and Zach Sanders making his presence felt. Top 5, all of our winners, race fans. And 29 Elliott takes that lead. He is not looking back. Hank's again in that 3rd spot, but here comes Reed. Reed doing everything he can as Dotson's on the outside. Here comes up Pointley. He takes over that 2nd spot. Dotson slides back as around goes 34 of Mark Schaffman. Mark Schaffman loops that car down here. Also crossed for Trevor Morrison, stacked him up. Darren Shaw involved in that. Green flag in there as we come down the front straightaway. Elliott's going to lead him by the flag stand as he heads into turn number 1. Ants wasting no time as he is on the inside of Elliott. Elliott and him side by side down the back straightaway as Reed a little bit off the pace. And Zach Sanders will take over that 3rd spot. Here comes Reed back with Austin Johnson. Good run for him up in that 5th spot. And here comes Hopkins. Again, the battle is up front, and Dennis Elliott going to lead Ants as they go into turn number 1, coming off turn number 2. Ants going to get a little run, but here comes Elliott back on the high side. Great racing for the lead as they're side by side, wheel to wheel. As they come down the front straightaway, Ants going to try to pull up, not going to do it. Elliott will lead that lap as Dennis Elliott using the highline perfection with yellow caution on the racetrack. '98 of Austin Johnson, props to that car, McCarthy Auto Group, Malvern Bank. Great flag in the air as we come out of flag stand into turn number 1. Coming off turn number 2, Dennis Elliott protecting that line, and here comes Zach Sanders on the high side. Dennis Elliott in that car, number 29. He's got his hands full with Ances. Ances is going to look to the high side now. Elliott takes that extreme low line by the flag stand. He will hang on that lead, but here comes Ants again. Ants going to be looking on the top as they come off turn number 2. Dennis Elliott able to hold him off, but not for long as here comes Ants. Got that high line working as he comes through turn number 3 off of turn number 4. Elliott not going away as he runs on the low line. New leader to line, Josh Ants. He will take that lead. As we come off turn number 2, down the back straightaway, Dennis Elliott falls into 2nd. Robbie Reed 3rd, Zach Sanders in the 4th. Here comes Elliott back, looking on the inside, not willing to give it up. Down the front straightaway, but Ants is going to hang on to that lead. As Ants takes that car through turn number 1, coming off turn number 2. The battle now for that 2nd spot. Robbie Reed on the inside of Elliott.
Problems for 97 of Houston Johnson as he decides to pull it into the infield. Angst is in the lead now with Dennis Elliott right behind him. I'm not sure why the yellow was called.
Where he goes, and he has got that car out front here at I-35 Speedway. Down the front straightaway, Dennis Elliott going to try him one more time on the inside. Angst on the outside. Dennis Elliott's got to run on the inside, side by side. And here comes Sanders back with Robbie Reed as they're wheel by wheel. 2 by 2 for 1st, 2 by 2 for 3rd and 4th. As we come down the front straightaway again, Elliott looking on the inside as the laps start winding down. 9 laps in the books that time by. Elliott takes that lead back as they go down the back straightaway. Ants will move back into that 2nd spot. Sanders into that 3rd spot, but here comes Reed back as he is battling Sanders. Reed on the high side. Ants problems for that car as he gets extremely loose down in turn 4. That's going to allow Sanders to look on the inside of him. Reed having to get on the brakes for the 99 car as Dennis Elliott pulls out to a 4-5 car length lead. Sanders and Angst going at it tooth and nail for that 2nd spot. Hopkins, a lot of sheet metal damage on that car. It's yellow caution on the racetrack. 71 of Hopkins all the way up to that 5th spot. Good run for him. Debris in turn 4, also debris on the back straightaway. Green is goes. We come down the front straightaway. Good start by Elliott. Good start by Ants as he is going back to the high line. Elliott on the low lines. We come down the back straightaway. Ank's giving it everything he can as here comes Zach Sanders going to be battling him. Up to that fifth spot, Jim Hopkins, good run for him. But side by side for that second spot is Dennis Elliott leads him. It's Zach Sanders and that car number 99 of Ank's. Ank's going to be looking high. Dennis Elliott right in the middle of the racetrack to the low line. Hopkins and a lot of metal flapping on that car number 15.
Problems for the 98 of Austin Johnson as he has decided to pull it into the infield.
So his night is over. Yellow caution on the racetrack.
92 did not make it into the tires completely, and someone took their car over the wall, but I'm not sure who it is.
Robbie Reed and 71 of Hopkins. Green is go down the front straightaway. Elliott's going to lead him into turn number 1, coming off turn number 2. Hank's got to run on the high side. Is he able to get it done as Elliott gets that low line working? Ed Noel going to tag that car at the rear of the field as he comes back out of the hot lanes. Elliott is up front. He's going to be dealing with lap traffic here pretty quick. Again, Hank's on the high side. Zach Sanders on the low side. Battle is for that second spot is Dennis Elliott doing everything he can to hold those two off. Robbie Reed runs in that fourth spot. Hopkins in fifth.
Hank slips up the track, letting Sanders pass him. I'm losing words because I'm tired.
Zach Sanders settles into that second spot as Hank did slip down in turn number 4. As Dennis Elliott, still your leader on the low line, making it work. As they head into turn number 1, Elliott's still going to lead them. Hank slips back to that third spot. He is now in the grasp of Robbie Reed. As Reed looks on the inside, seems like low line seems to be prevailing here tonight in the modified feature. As Reed going to be looking on the inside of Hanks as they are side by side, wheel to wheels. They come down the front straightaway. Reed and Hanks. Hanks by a bumper that time at the line. But up front, dealing with lap traffic now, that car number 29 of Dennis Elliott. As car number 15 of Team Doughboys, Ed Noel give way as Elliott makes his way under. Here comes Sanders as Noel gets up out of the leader's way as they come by the flag stand. Again, Robbie Reed now runs in that third spot, making his way to the front as he's out of Moberly, Missouri. And here comes car number 99 of Hanks as he runs in that fourth spot. Fifth place back to the 55D of Michael Dawson now, with Hopkins moving back as 17 laps, 18 laps in the books. This time by 2 more laps to decide it here in the modified feature. As they come through turn number 3, coming off turn number 4, Big Daddy Dennis Elliott going to be looking at the white flag, but he's got company. Zach Sanders in that 69. As we go through turn number 1, coming off turn number 2, Big Daddy Dennis Elliott going to lead them down the back straightaway. Zach Sanders, will he make one last-ditch effort? He's going high. Can he try the slide job way up the racetrack? Here comes Elliott. Sanders slips to crossover, not getting it done. Big Daddy Dennis Elliott in victory lane. Car number 69 of Zach Sanders second, to 5 of Robbie Reed third, 99 of Josh Hanks in fourth, and fifth place to 55D of Michael Dotson. Thank everyone for coming out tonight. As you make your way home, be very careful. Sorry for the late night tonight. A lot of rollovers and things slowing us down, but great race. A round of applause in victory lane, the Big Daddy, Dennis Elliott. Again, race fans, he comes around getting them pictures taken in McCarthy Auto Group Winter Circle. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Please be careful on your way home tonight. Again, I'd like to thank Trenton Coca-Cola for our sponsors here tonight. Give us a bunch of good stuff to give away. Y'all guys be careful going home. We'll see you soon. Again, Zach Sanders giving it every fight he could give it on the inside, unable to make that move is Dennis Elliott. How do you say it? The man's so cool he can sit on a wood stove and sweat ice cubes, race fans. Forward down the front straightaway. Who's it going to be? Side by side, wheel to wheel, too close to call. We head into turn number 1. Starmer high. Keller low. Down the back straightaway. Starmer seems to have that advantage as he is going to take the lead by 2 car lengths. Steve Starmer on the roll this year. 4 feature wins already, looking for more. Shadron Turner runs in that third spot. Problems for his car jumping around 3 wide down the front straightaway. It's Chris Wright and Nick Haynes rub a little on 4. As we go through turn number 1, coming off turn number 2, Shadron Turner up high. Here comes Chris Wright. It's heavy contact between Chris Wright and the 17 of the Outlaw. 07 of Daniel Harris making his presence felt as he is on the inside of Chris Wright. He will take over that 4th spot. Daniel Harris coming to the front. Again, Nick Haynes, him and the 6'6" are right with a little bit of contact. Harris takes over that 4 spot. Up front, though, nobody has anything for the 11S of Steve Starmer. Heavy contact as around goes Ortega. Looks like the 17X of Nick Haynes also involved in that. 66X of Chris Wright involved. They were playing a whole lot of bumper tag together all the way through this feature so far with 2 laps in the books. As the yellow flag coming out on the racetrack, red flagging them due to the racetrack being blocked over there on the back straightaway. And the 33 of Stockton, here we come down the front straightaway. Green flag waving. Starmer with a good start, head into turn number 1. He hooks that turn 1 and 2 to perfection as he will pull out to a 3-4 car length lead. Chadron Turner takes over that second spot, but here comes Keller back. 2 by 2 for that second, third, fourth, and fifth position, and fifth and sixth position as we're racing 2 and 3 wide all over the racetrack. Starmer says, I'm in the safest place I can be. I am out front. Let's just go 2 and 3 wide. Here comes Daniel Harris. What a move by Harris on the inside. He is trying to take over that third spot. Daniel Harris in that car in row 7, drives it in deep, slips up the racetrack, gets on the brakes, out over the door for Ainsworth. Look at the veteran coming to the front as Ainsworth will take over that third spot. It's him and Turner side by side. Down the back straightaway, everybody chasing Keller in second and Starmer in first as we go through turn number 3. Coming off turn number 4, here we come down the front straightaway, race fans. 11S of Starmer's going to lead them. Second place is 7 of Keller. Ainsworth takes over that third spot, moving Turner back to 4. Fifth spot now, Daniel Harris in that car number 07. Mike Tanner. Here comes Yancey Shepard in that 22W. Shepard moving toward the front as he will be challenging Tanner. He and Tony Manley are going back and forth for that 6 and 7 spot. But up front, everybody chasing that car number 11S. Man on the move is that, oh, really high and wide goes Tanner as Tanner has problems in that 22 car. Yellow caution on the racetrack. Problems for that car number 22 of Tanner. Wind the net coming down. Looks like Tanner's night is through in that 22 car. Taking a peek on the outside. Ainsworth looking on the inside as we come by the flag stand side by side for second. Ainsworth your second place car as they go into turn number 1. As they come off turn number 2, Keller slips up. That's going to open the door for Ainsworth. Ainsworth will take over that second spot. And here comes Daniel Harris trying to move into that 4th spot. Harris right on the back of Keller as they come down the front straightaway. And Randy Ainsworth takes over that second spot. He is running down the leader as we head into turn number 1. As we come off turn number 2, down the back straightaway, we got a new challenger for the lead. That is Randy Ainsworth in that 57 car. Daniel Harris and Doug Keller going back and forth for that 3rd and 4th spot. As new 5th place car, that is the 22W of Yancey Shepard. Up front, Daniel Harris looking on the inside of Doug Keller. He's trying to take over that 3rd spot. Good run for the 07 tonight as he and Keller going back and forth. Turner slips back to that 5th spot. Challenge for the lead. Not sure who the leader was that time by. I think Steve Starmer still had the line, but here comes Ainsworth looking on the inside of Starmer. That is 1st and 2nd in points, race fans. A lot of value going on here as they come down the front straightaway. Ainsworth takes over the lead as they come on the flag stand into turn number 1. As we come off turn number 2, Ainsworth by 2 car lengths on Starmer as they go down the back straightaway. 57 out front. Wabash Barbecue flying here tonight. Ainsworth takes it through turn number 3, coming off turn number 4. As we come down the front straightaway, race fans, he is your leader. 2nd place, Starmer. 3rd place, 7 of Keller. 4th place, the 07 of Daniel Harris. Harris again looking on the inside of the 7 of Keller as they go down the back straightaway. 5th place car, Yancey Shepard in that 22W. As we go through turn number 3, coming off turn number 4, down the front straightaway, Ainsworth pulling away to a sizable lead now. Randy Ainsworth rolled that car 3 weeks ago, back here with a vengeance now. 2nd place in points, trying to gain those valuable points here tonight as he is out front. 2 more laps to decide it as Mitch Boer takes that 22B into the infield. Coming by the line now, Randy Ainsworth, Wabash Barbecue, Sheldon's floor cover, your leader as he goes down the back straightaway. All Starmer can do is sit there in that 2nd spot, doing everything he can to kind of run him down, unable to get it done. As we come down the front straightaway, Randy Ainsworth sees the white flag one more time around as he's going to be dealing with lap traffic. Mahoney on the inside as they come down the back straightaway. As they come through turn number 3, race fans coming through turn number 4. Here comes Stormer, one last-ditch effort. Does he have enough to get it done? Drag race to the line. Your feature winner, Randy Ainsworth. Second place, car number 11, that's a Steve Stormer. Third to 7 of Doug Keller. Then comes the 07 of Daniel Harris, the 11W Yancey Shepherd. Head down trackside for on-track interview. Let's give him a big round of applause in victory lane, Randy Ainsworth. Great racing action out there between him and Steve Stormer, 1 and 2 in the points. I tell you what, don't count him out for that point title yet, race fans. He may have been down, he may have rolled the car, but he is back with a vengeance as he lands it in victory lane here tonight. He had to work for every inch of it on this racetrack, took every inch this track and race car gave him here tonight, and he winds up in victory lane. Impressive run. Steve Stormer coming home second. And as tradition, race fans, I'm down here to interview Randy Ainsworth. We don't want to mess nothing up, buddy. It's been a walk car style. Down the front straightaway, green flag in the air as we head into turn number 1. Going to be taking them 3 wide as we go into turn number 1, coming off turn number 2. Mick Ross on the outside. He and Estes with 3 wide down the back straightaway. Who's it going to be? Ross on the high side as we go into turn number 1, coming off turn number 2. Mick Ross going to be leading them as they come down the front straightaway. Him and Dean Ray. Mick Ross, your leaders, will go into turn number 1. Mick Ross really fast in that car number 34 as Estes looking on the inside of him down the back straightaway. Jeremiah Asher also in the mix. Here comes Dean Ray as he is third. Dean Ray looking on the high side. Can he thread the needle down the front straightaway as Estes looks on the inside? Estes and Ray side by side as we go into turn number 1. Mick Ross going to lead them down the back straightaway. Here comes Ray as he's on the outside of Estes as we go into turn number 3. Estes dives it hard in, pulls it up in front of Ray as we come down the front straightaway. Estes and Ross going to be battling for that lead. Mick Ross, your leaders, will go into turn 1. Mick Ross, little contact between he and Estes as Ross up against the wall. Dean Ray takes advantage. He pulls out ahead. Estes up the racetrack. Here comes Ross back on the inside. Dean Ray takes over that lead in car number 77 as we go through turn number 3, coming off turn number 1 rather, coming off turn number 2. Ray's going to lead them down the back straightaway. As we go through turn number 3, coming off turn number 4. Estes on the high side for that second spot. Here comes Jeremiah Asher as he is diving low. He is trying to take over that. And Ross into the wall. Heavy contact as the 34 gets hit in the opposite door. Alvin Christopherson, he is involved. Nowhere for him to go as Ross gets that car turned sideways, headed toward the wall. Contact between those 2 drivers. Heavy damage to both race cars. On the gas, coming off turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Green flag waving as Bob Reaver tells them go as we head into turn number 1. As we come off turn number 2, Dean Ray way up the racetrack, hugging that cushion, getting a good run in that Mopar as he has got it out front. Mopar in first, Thunderbird in second, Chevy in third as we come down the front straightaway with Jeremiah Asher and Boo Sauter battling for that 3rd and 4th spot. Ray up front, got that car sideways. Here comes Estes in that Thunderbird. Here comes Sauter challenging Asher for that 3rd and 4th spot. Asher's got 3rd, Sauter's got 4th. Sauter wanting more as we come down the front straightaway with Dean Ray leading halfway through this feature. As we come off turn number 2 down the back straightaway, he's still going to lead them. That car number 77 of Hollywood Dean Ray as we go through turn number 3. Again, Asher and Sauter battling out. Yellow caution on the racetrack. Out, green flag coming in the air as they come down the front straightaway. Bob Reaver short of that go stick as we head into turn number 1. As we come off turn number 2, Estes going to look on the inside. Give it Ray down the back straightaway. Who's it going to be? Is there wheel-to-wheel race fans? That's Bowler pulling that car into the infield. His night is over. Estes on the inside, slips a little bit. Here comes Ray on the high side. Drag race down the front straightaway. Ray's going to hang on that lead as we head into turn number 1. Coming off turn number 2 again, Estes right up on the side of the 77. Again, these guys are not strangers to each other. They race hard each and every week here. Mopar out front, Thunderbird in second. Here comes Estes right on the back bumper of the 77 as they come down the front straightaway. Dean Ray in turn number 1. He's going to lead them. Here comes Estes in that second spot. Third place belongs to the 37 Ashers that go down the back straightaway through turn number 3 off of turn number 4. Estes again, is he just laying in the weeds waiting for that slide job, or is he going to try it before the last lap? There's 9 laps in the book, 10 that time by. Estes on the inside showing Ray that nose each and every time they go into turn number 1 and 2. Seems like Ray gets through 3 and 4 a little bit better than Estes as he goes up the racetrack. Estes trying to cut the corner, but Ray will hang on that lead as he comes down the front straightaway by the flag stand. Ray goes into turn number 1. Estes looking low, unable to get it done. Ray with a 2-car length lead gets a little loose. That's going to allow Estes to close back up. Not able to take advantage as we go through turn number 3. As we come off turn number 4, again, Estes right on the back deck lid of that car 77 as we come by the flag stand. Half a car length. Here comes Estes back on the inside. As we go down the back straightaway, Estes has that inside position. These two racing hard, wheel to wheel, as we go into turn number 3. As we come off turn number 4, down the front straightaway, Ray a little lower on the racetrack. He will lead this lap. 2 more laps to decide it. As we come off turn number 1, coming down the back straightaway, off of turn number 2, Estes on the inside, Ray on the outside. Keep an eye on these two as they come through turn number 3. Coming off turn number 4, Estes doing everything he can to rattle him as a white flag in the air. One more time around for the 77 of Ray. Estes going to try the slide job as they come down the back straightaway. Side by side, Ray into the wall. Hard contact for Ray as he gets up against the wall. Ray back on the inside. Contact between the two down the front straightaway. Dean Ray picks up the win. Dean Ray gets the win. Hollywood, Dean Ray in victory lane. I told you these guys knew each other, didn't I? Dean Ray with a flat left rear tire in victory lane. I know it. As he winds up in victory lane, I think Estes is second. We'll see how it all shakes out. I'm heading down trackside for on track. I won the dad in my life. In victory lane, driving that car number 77, Hollywood, Dean Ray. It all just works out. McCarthy Auto Group winner's circle. A little contact between them on the back, a little contact on the front. He takes it going backwards, but guess what? He took the win, standing tall in victory lane. The 77